To fetch Uniswap data with GraphQL. Start by understanding the basics of GraphQL and Uniswap. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange protocol that provides liquidity and trading services. And GraphQL is a query language for APIs. The Uniswap GraphQL API allows you to fetch data on markets, trades, and liquidity providers. First, navigate to the Uniswap GraphQL API documentation to learn about the available queries and schema. The Uniswap API uses a schema to define the types of data that can be queried, including tokens, pairs, and trades. Familiarize yourself with the schema to determine what data you need to fetch. Next, choose a GraphQL client library for your programming language of choice. Popular libraries include Apollo Client for JavaScript and Python GraphQL Client for Python. These libraries provide a simple way to send GraphQL queries to the Uniswap API. Now, construct your GraphQL query using the Uniswap schema. For example, to fetch the current price of a token, you can use the following query. Query token price id symbol. This query fetches the price of a token with the specified id and symbol. To execute the query, use your chosen GraphQL client library to send the query to the Uniswap API. The library will handle the underlying HTTP request and return the response data in a format that is easy to work with. When handling the response data, make sure to check for errors and exceptions. The Uniswap API may return errors if the query is invalid or if there is a problem with the request. Use try-catch blocks or error handling mechanisms to handle these errors and ensure that your application remains stable. Best practices for fetching Uniswap data with GraphQL include caching query results to reduce the load on the API, handling rate limits to avoid being blocked, and using pagination to fetch large datasets. By following these best practices, you can build scalable and efficient applications that integrate with the Uniswap API. In conclusion, fetching Uniswap data with GraphQL requires a basic understanding of GraphQL and the Uniswap API schema. By choosing a GraphQL client library, constructing a valid query, executing the query, and handling the response data, you can build applications that integrate with the Uniswap API. Remember to follow best practices to ensure that your application is scalable and efficient.